Welcome to By Kids for Kids Bible Stories, produced by Audio Visual Education in partnership with BibleForChildren.org. You can download more episodes of By Kids for Kids Bible Stories for free. Just search for us on iTunes. It's easy. Goodbye, Pharaoh. Pharaoh was angry. God had commanded him through Moses to let the Israelite slaves leave Egypt. He refused.
Work them harder,
Pharaoh ordered his slave masters. Now things were even worse for the Israelites.
Gather your own straw. We won't provide it any longer, but make the same number of bricks.
Those were Pharaoh's new orders. The taskmasters whipped some slaves because they didn't have time to gather straw and still make enough bricks. The people blamed Moses and Aaron for their troubles.
It's all your fault.
Moses found a place to pray. "Oh Lord," he cried, "you have not rescued your people at all."
"I am the Lord, and I will bring you out,"
God answered. Then God sent Moses and Aaron back to Pharaoh. When the mighty ruler asked God's servants for a sign from God, Aaron's rod turned into a slithering snake.
Call my magicians.
Pharaoh roared. When the Egyptian magicians threw down their rods, each rod became a snake also. But Aaron's rod swallowed the others. Still, Pharaoh refused.
"I will not let your people go."
Next morning, Moses and Aaron met Pharaoh at the river. When Aaron held out his rod, God turned the water into blood. Fish died. People couldn't drink it. But Pharaoh hardened his heart. He would not let the Israelites leave Egypt. Again, Moses told Pharaoh,
"Let God's people go."
Pharaoh refused once again.
No.
God sent another plague. All of Egypt was filled with frogs. Every house, every room, even the cooking ovens were overrun with frogs.
Pray for me that God will remove the frogs,
Pharaoh pleaded.
and I will let your people go.
But when the frogs were gone, Pharaoh changed his mind. He would not free the slaves. God then sent billions of tiny bugs called lice. Every person and beast itched from their bites. But Pharaoh would not give in to God. Next, God sent flies, swarms of them. God sent disease to kill the Egyptians' livestock. God sent painful boils. People suffered terribly. Still Pharaoh resisted God.
No!
After the plague of boils, God sent hordes of locusts. The locusts ate every green plant in the land. Then God sent 3 days of complete darkness. But stubborn Pharaoh would not free the Israelites.
"I will send one more plague.
God warned.
About midnight, all the firstborn of man and beast will die."
God told the Israelites their firstborn would be saved if they placed lamb's blood on their doorposts. At midnight, a great cry arose in Egypt. Death had struck. At least one person had died in every single house.
Get out!
Pharaoh begged Moses.
Go serve the Lord.
Quickly, God's people marched out of Egypt. God told Moses,
Remember the Passover night when the angel of God passed over the Israelites' homes and struck Pharaoh and his people.
after 430 years in Egypt, God's people were now free. God led them in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. But Pharaoh was not finished with the Israelites. Again, he forgot God. Again, he changed his mind. Gathering his army, he went after the slaves. Soon, he had them trapped between the cliffs and the sea.
The Lord shall fight for you,
Moses said. Moses went forward to the water's edge and stretched out his arm. A great miracle happened. God opened a path through the water. The people crossed safely.
A miracle!
Then Pharaoh's army galloped into the Red Sea.
Now we'll catch them!
The soldiers thought, but God closed the waters. Egypt's powerful army was swallowed up. Now Pharaoh knew that Israel's God was Lord over all. Thank you for listening to this episode of By Kids for Kids Bible Stories, produced by Audio Visual Education in partnership with BibleForChildren.org. You can download more episodes of By Kids for Kids Bible Stories for free. Just search for us on iTunes. You can also rate us on iTunes. It really makes a big difference and will help us to bring you more stories.
One day, Moses decided to take his flock of sheep to the far side of the wilderness toward Mount Sinai. Though this journey was unfamiliar to his sheep, they trusted Moses. For more than 40 years, Moses had learned the confidence and compassion of a good shepherd. He led and protected his sheep. God was using Moses' time as a shepherd to prepare him for an incredible task. Moses was going to lead God's people out of slavery and into freedom. As Moses led his sheep, they eventually came to a canyon near the base of Mount Sinai. It was surrounded by a range of smaller hills, so it would be safe, and it had some grass for his sheep to graze. As Moses searched the area for wolves and other dangers, he noticed off in the distance a large bush covered in flames. Moses rushed toward it. As he neared the bush, he could see that it was burning, but the fire did not destroy it. Alarmed and curious, Moses moved even closer. Suddenly a voice came from the bush. "Moses, Moses, do not come any closer. Take off your shoes, because the place you are standing is holy." Moses fell back in awe and did as the voice commanded, taking off his sandals and bowing low. Moses gave this strange and wonderful sight his full attention, and the voice continued to speak. "I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." God speaking to me? Moses trembled and did not dare to look at him. The Lord God continued, "I have seen the sorrow of my people who are in bondage under Egypt's great power. I have heard their cry, and I am familiar with their pain. It is time for me to deliver them." Moses continued to listen as God spoke. "Get ready. I am sending you to Pharaoh to set my people free." Long ago, Moses had dreamed of helping his people, but so much time had passed, and Moses was uncertain. He asked, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and lead your people out of Egypt?" God assured him, "I am with you, and I am going to prove it by bringing my people safely out of Egypt." Moses continued to hesitate. "What should I tell the children of Israel when they ask who you are and what your name is?" God replied, "Tell them, I am who I am sends you." And he added, "Tell them that this will be my name forever." But Moses became afraid and wondered how he could do this. The Egyptians hated him, and the Hebrews, his own people, despised him. But God assured Moses that he would go with him. Still, Moses was afraid and asked, "But what if they don't believe me?" God answered, "Throw your staff onto the ground." Moses did as he was told, and it became a live snake. Then God ordered him to pick up the snake, and it became a staff again. God showed him another sign. "Put your hand in your cloak and pull it out." When he did, his hand was full of leprosy. God instructed him to do it again, but this time the leprosy disappeared. It would be clear to the Hebrews and the Egyptians that God was with Moses. But Moses was still afraid, too terrified to speak to Pharaoh. "I am not a very good speaker," he argued. By now God was angry at his unbelief and reminded Moses that he, the God of the universe, had created Moses and prepared him for what he was called to do. Even so, God assigned Aaron, Moses' brother, to be a spokesman and to support Moses in the days ahead. So Moses returned his flock of sheep safely to their home and, with his brother Aaron, left on the great adventure. He would shepherd the people of Israel, deliver them out of the slavery of Egypt, and lead them safely to a land promised to them by God.